Good morning, miss. So, it's my turn. Let me. So, we have only two audience right now. Oh, you asked me to invite the parents, the teacher, right? Actually,
They're there
yeah,
because your project studies about math for grade 8. So I
yes,
send
miss.
you an email if you could invite some grade 8 teachers and students
Um, Actually, I have asked a few of them, but they are not.
because they are your
Uh,
intended audience. So it's like they're more interested to learn
yeah,
about your project.
yes, miss. So, can we start now? Oh, wait.
As long as you have some participants, maybe you can start with your talk.
Yes. So, let's get started.
Yep. Maybe you can also ask them to try on your project.
Yeah. So, let's begin now. Entire screen. Present screen. Hello everyone, can you see my screen? Right.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so let's get started.
Yep.
So I'm gonna present you my slide presentation first, and we go to demo at the end. So this is my final year project for MIS students. I'm a senior. Its title is 8 Math IS application. It is a small IS application for Cambodian grade 8 students, and it's present now. First, I will introduce how can I get why I get this idea. So it starts from here. My little brother, he's in grade 7, and he will be in grade 8 next year. Yeah, and he is an iPhone user and a Cambodian as well. So this is the start of the idea. I have this attribute, I can say attribute, that inspire me to create this application. And second one is I want to learn as application. It's really interesting. It's really cool. And I also not earn. I have a Mac laptop. So this is a good opportunity for me to learn and create this useful application. So in this application, divide into four sections here: objectives, target user, support, and usage. For objective, I want my application to be um, simple, and it's going to be focused on grade 8 students, Cambodian actually, and make it an easy to use as math application. And then this application is intended to share math knowledge, and also it will be encourage more useful application in terms of developer in Cambodia. I mean, as developer in Cambodia. And for the target user, I'm going to target Cambodian grade 8 students, and maybe their teachers, and also anybody who love to learn mathematics. And this application support from iOS 12 up to currently iOS 13, or maybe iOS 14 in the future. And it support only light mode. I mean, the dark mode is not supported yet. And it consists of a four tab, multi tabs, I can say, so that student can find it easy to switch between them as they will using the application. And it support two different languages, except the content of the app that I will show you in the demo. And what is it used? It's used for students who want to review the lesson, particularly grade 8 students. And it's also allow a student to practice because there are some exercise at the bottom of the lesson. And also it's used for learning, self-improvement. Okay, next. Yeah, here I can find the difference between my application and the existing application in the App Store. It's very few for the application, this kind of application in the App Store. I don't know because there's not a lot of people or not a lot of developer who interested in create this application. So I can find only two of them. One is PSE. It cover basic mathematics, and the next one is the math formula application. So I compare between my application between two of these applications. Yeah, and two of these applications labeled B and C. B is for the basic math PSE, and C is for math formula. A is my application. And how do I compare the different? I mean, how do I compare my application to them? I compare in a category the complexity of the application, the document that existing with each of these application. Is it focused on something very specific? And are there any language that support them? And do they need internet to be using? So for my application, I have four different categories. I can say tabs, and the complexity is very simple, and it's the documents only for grade 8 student, and it is in Khmer language, and it is very specific grade 8. And the app language, there are two supported, Khmer language and English language. For the internet, it requires partially. The part that require internet is the browser, the fourth tab. And for the basic math PSE application, there are also four tabs. The UI here is simple, that's not colorful, and the four categories are closely related to each other. So yeah, and the complexity is really low. You can easily tap and it's appear the lesson. That's it for the application. And the document is unspecified. What does it mean by unspecified? It means that it does not focus on which grade the student gonna be learning from. It's basic stuff like that. And the app language only support Cambodian language, I mean Khmer language, and we don't need internet to use this application. And for another application, math formula here, you can see uh, the UI is pretty simple as well, and the design also very simple. And it has two categories, and the complexity is low as well. Document is from grade 7 to grade 12, and some other related formula that uh, student might need at the bottom section. And it's not really focused on which class of students, which grade of students should use this application. And the app only support Khmer language. For the internet, it does not require the internet to use. So based on these categories, these difference, I found my app is a little bit more different than those. Okay. Then I find how can I find my features of the application based on the existing experience. No, not existing experience. Existing application and my personal experience. I try to make up the four features of my application, main features. So based on, for the existing application, I have learned and observed how they design the application and their behavior, and take from and learn them as my experience for the next version. And what are my strengths of the application? What are my application strengths and weaknesses? Here I can see uh, the strength of my application is unique. It's not many. There's no many application that have this kind of feature, and it's precise and focused, which is in for grade 8 students. And very simple application and easy to use. It's also not distracted. I mean, all the tools that you require while learning in one application, and you can easily switch back and forth. And also it includes a proverb to remind the students, yeah, to provide them good knowledge for their future, and reading history recorded in the dashboard. But for the UIs, it is attractive and interactive. For some weaknesses, which is out of my scope of my project, they are not very stable. The application is in beta. It means that I haven't tested for all iOS device. Not possible. So it's still in beta and need more tests. And it also narrow in lesson. I mean, number of lesson. I focus only for grade 8 students. And the tool also limited. I have only one tool for now, and I plan for the next version a few more, but not for now. And the lesson are only in Khmer language. And the option, my application does not include a lot of option for students. For example, it doesn't have a reading mode in PDF. Some application in the App Store, we can say, when we read PDF, they have some option that enable the dark content that are easy to read, something like that. So it's not exist yet. And the next one is could not open a PDF directly in the browser. So the browser that I have built into this application does not allow user to open a PDF link, and it might be in the future. And using the browser, the student might search for some adult contents that is not permitted, and it's the next work for me as well. And next is my future work. What are my future works? My future work is to solve all these weaknesses. I'll try my best for that, and redesign some interface user experience so that they can learn better than this one. And the next one is to review the lesson and the practice exercise. Uh, what are the it can be some error in the documents or maybe in the exercise that I have prepared for my application. So I need to review them. And also I need to provide more resource in PDF to extend the learner's knowledge. Mean that I will enable another feature, maybe download feature, so that they can download more, or I may provide a good resource so that they can learn more as well, maybe. And also I need to fix all my bugs. I mean the bug maybe the bug that will be exist or maybe exist. I will fix all of them, and finally process to the App Store. And the next move to the next slide is about the relentless work. How do I put my effort on these projects? I categorize them into three for the project management and the way implementation and how I can find bugs and fixing them. So for project management, my application is not a big project, just a small project, personal project, I can say, that I can learn a lot from iOS. So it doesn't need to be very complex techniques in project management to make it success application, to make it a successful application. So all I need is to make my milestone and keep the work done on that milestone. And for the implementation, yeah, it takes so much time to prepare for the implementation. For example, I have to search for the code architecture. What is the architecture that fit to my projects and how I can implement them? And also, I spend a lot of time doing research online and reading some book, reading some blogs in order to find solution or in order to build up my feature of this application. Yes, this application feature. And also finding and fixing bug is a really hard experience also. If you can find it, it's not really hard to fix. But what if you cannot find it? It is a bug, but you cannot find it. It's waste a lot of time and it's very challenging. For my project milestone here, I'm divided into weeks. We have 15 weeks for this semester. So for the start of this semester until the week 3, decide and finding my final year project idea and choose one of them. And for week 3 to week 6, after I have choose the proper project, I try to decide what are the feature of my application, what are the architecture that I have used for my application, and what are the resources that I can learn from to build this application as well. And until from week 6 to week 9, I do a little bit about UI and overall my application that have planned. I do the overall UI and implement the PDF reader so that my application can read PDF for now. And from week 9 to week 12, I have complete the 18 lesson PDF that I have prepared, and I follow the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport math grade 8 students. So yeah, the content is pretty much the same. And from week 12 to week 15, I changed some UI, some icons, and fixing some bugs as well for that. Next, I'm gonna demo my application to you so you can see it. You're gonna see a cool application pop up. Open it. Wait for a minute. Let me run it on two devices. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm gonna run my application in two devices. The first one gonna be iPhone X Pro Max, something like that. And the second one gonna be iPhone 5S, my favorite iPhone. So let's start with iPhone 11. No, not iPhone X, iPhone 11. Let's start it. So the application is building and running right now. Wait for it to finish. Okay, success. All right. Here's the application. Okay. Here you can see the first tab is dashboard, and it has a Khmer label under each icon. It's pretty cool. And this is the title application. This is the button that you can change your language. I mean, not your language, but the language of this application. And this is the proverb, and it's randomly generated when you first launch the application. And let's see the second tab. It is the content of this book. I can say book. Okay, there are 18 of them, and each one have one lesson, one chapter. Okay, and the third tab is the tools. Right, for now I have only one, which is a calculator, and I plan to put many more right here. And the fourth one is browser. Simple, it's similar to Safari browser, but it's not the same, I can tell you. Okay, so let's move back to the first dashboard, and let's see how can it change language. When we change language, here is changed, and the dashboard little title here, tab bar, gonna be changed to English as well, and all of these titles gonna be changed to English, but not this content. This content is only available in Cambodian, I mean in Khmer language. So let's try to change it for you to see. You can see here, the language is changing, and here is the title of the application is changing, and you can see the English here is changing as well. Pretty cool. And if you arbitrarily click on the image here, we go to see the general information about my application, the name of application, the version, stuff like that. And you can see this indicator. And you can, if you see this indicator, it means that it can be clicked and see additional information. Let me click. Okay. Yes, pop up the description that I have just clicked. You can drag it down. Let's see another one here. So here you might contact me if my app is released and you download it. So you can report back to me, or you can write email to me. Okay. And a few more links will be put when I release this application, but not for now. Okay. Ooh, let's show you if I click the cross button, I also close it. Okay, let's go back. And now let's read a lesson. I'll read a lesson. Let me pick a lesson. Let's say lesson 15. Right here, the circle. Okay, the language. After each lesson finished, there always a practice exercise at the bottom. Zoom out, zoom it for you, and you can see right here. Okay, yeah. Easy exercise. Just swipe back. You can swipe back. What? Okay, the PDF is not working properly. All right. So after you have read the lessons, it will show you the reading history right here, and you can clear it. Furthermore, you can delete it like this, drag it like this, delete it. And there's one more thing that I want to show you right here, for example. If you want to read it quickly, you can click on it, or you can just do that. It works pretty fine. Yeah. And what else? Let's say I want to change language while reading. So this one is also changed. Let's see. Okay, it's done. It's changed. And for now, let's go to the third tabs, which is a tool that student can use, so they don't need to swipe back and forth between application to uh, find the calculator. The calculator is here for them. They don't want to use. Click on that. You can see this simple application. It is in not a stable version. The application now is in alpha version, so it might have some bugs. That is unexpected. So let's present something cool like here. Okay, clear. 5 minus 9 plus 3. And if you want to delete this one, just like here. And if you want to change the plus sign to divide, all right, there's some error here. See, so it's not really completed. It's in alpha version, but you can do pretty much simple things on that. And if you want to verify this expression is correctly solved, if we do this first and then it will subtract, it will subtract this multiplication and it will equal to 4. This is for tool. And now let me show you how to use this browser. For this browser, you can browse in here, and if you want to add some bookmark, it will be available here, or it will be available in the website itself, right here. Yeah, if you want to add bookmark. So there are two places to add bookmark, and you can leave the website right here, right? And if I want to change the language to English, let's see, yeah, it change English. And now let's search for a few websites. Favorite website, let's say Facebook. Search for it. Okay, here we go to Facebook. All right, and now let's say add it to bookmark. Keep it successfully added bookmark. Okay, and let's check it out if it is there. Here it is. And if you want to delete it, you can edit it, or you simply just click long press on it long enough, and it will show you this icon so that you can delete it. Let's delete one of them. Done. Or if you want to delete all bookmark that you have here, just delete all. Yes. So let's see the iPhone 5 if it support like this or not. Let's go to iPhone 5 S, 5F, not 5, but 5S. Let's run it. Okay, come on, faster. Okay, yeah, boom. Right here you can see blank screen. How long does it take? Okay, you can see the UI is pretty old style. I like this one, and I also like this one. Okay, everything worked fine on the iPhone 5 as expected in here also. You want to see the calculator? Yeah, this one's big, this one's small, and it also support. And if you want to see if it can change language or not, do it. Yeah, it does. And you want to see, yeah, okay. So everything working fine. Let's move back to our slide. Okay, after the demo, everything is working fine, except a few bugs that will be fixed in the future. Okay, the last slide. Everything is done. So, are there any questions? You can ask. Wait, where's my? Okay. So, are there any questions?
Mr. Sengthai,
Yes.
is there a way that we can try your app?
No, it's not released yet, so you cannot try it. But if you want to
Okay,
build, you can come to me and I will build for you.
whatever.
Okay. Okay. Unless I have a paid developer account. If I have paid developer account for $90 a year, I will send you the link and you will install it. But not for now. I don't. I haven't paid $90 yet. One question: do you have the architecture design for the app? Yes, I have the model that I use to implement my application. Simple MVC. Yeah, model view controller. I use that. Any more question?
Do you have a visual representation of your architecture? Probably, perhaps a high-level component relations, so that everyone will have a high-level view of the entire system.
Sorry, I feel like I don't get your question. To
Because
me,
yeah, you part of your milestone is your architecture. You mentioned a while ago. Um,
yeah.
I was trying to ask if would you be able to show an architecture design, even a high level architecture design, perhaps a component relations view of your design, so that your audience will be able to see how what is the complete composition of your system.
Oh, I draw it in the paper, and maybe I cannot show here. But you can see it's the idea. Let's see if you can understand from the project I have implemented. The architecture is simply MVC model that you can see here. MVC just pretty simple. For the M is model. We use it for stuff like data mapping data between controller and yeah, between controller and view. So in the controller, there's basically like how it will take the view to view, how it will manage the view for my application. Most of them are the cell of the table cell or collection view cell. It's not really complex for the view. For the controller, yeah, just the what can I say, the root view controller here, four main of them. It will control which view to put which view to put where, like that. And for model, I just do simply like the way we map data, the structure of the data that I take from the JSON structure and map into here, and it use codable. Yeah.
Will this be running? Everything will be run in local. That means on the local device, including the algorithms. You're
Mm,
not using backend this one.
yeah, no backend for now, and because I don't have enough time to implement the backend into the application, and also I spent a lot of time learning about the UI stuff. So yeah, and that my scope is not to implement those yet, but it will be in the future because I want to provide a student with more resource, not just the local resource with these 18 lessons and browser. Yeah, I will provide more in the
What is the
future.
size? What is the size of the app at the moment?
the size of this application.
Yeah, size of the application when it's already installed in the device.
Oh, are there any way to tell the size of that? Don't actually know. I don't know actually.
You can go to the settings of the emulator.
Mm, okay, maybe you know better than me. All right, let's see. Yeah, the setting of the emulator and the application. No, my application is not shown here. Let's see in the real device.
One of the reason why I wanted to ask this one is because since you wanted to install, you mean you want to run everything in front end.
Mhm.
And you mentioned that this is compatible with old devices.
Yeah.
Um, we also need to consider that old devices doesn't have much memory on it. So I was
Mm.
also wondering how big is going to the app is going to be when
Sengthai.
deployed.
Yeah, yeah. I found it. I found it in my real device. It is 60 megabyte in iPhone 6s.
Uh, Sengthai,
60 megabyte.
you can go to the general and
What do you
the
mean, general?
general, you check the size of the app.
Yeah, I did it. I did it.
You can check here the general,
Right here.
then
Okay.
storage. Where is the storage? Don't have.
Emulator doesn't have the storage, but in the real device it does.
Or it have the iPhone storage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see it is 60 megabyte in iPhone 6s, and it have maybe a little bit different between device. I think. Yeah. Any more question, feedback, or comment? Really appreciate it.
This very the project is very interesting because
Yeah.
it's actually it's very useful for the new norms in the future.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank
But
you.
probably my recommendation for this one would be if you would be able to create a visual representation for non-programmers. Let's
Okay.
say you're presenting to an investor, potential investor on your project.
Hmm.
If you're going to present source codes for your architecture, they won't be able to understand.
Yeah,
So if you
I know
could
that.
create, if you would be able to present a visual representation
Hmm.
of your architecture so that they will be able to understand what are the different components and how the application uh, can be operated and function.
Mm, yeah, good.
Also, if you be able to present probably as a predicate for your presentation, if you could get a empathy map, that would
Hmm.
also greatly help so that they'll be able to see the benefit and also what is the potentials of the project. And also if you would be able to present a user journey,
Hmm.
not based on what is, but what is your initial UI design.
Okay, good.
User journey would greatly help, greatly help as if you're going to deploy it into the store, you will
Yeah,
have some sample screens to show into. You already have planned sample screens to show in the store.
yeah. So it's yeah. I think I need to learn more from that. I don't have experience about the way we create the virtual stuff to how can I say to encourage the business people to involve in my project or to make it more easy to understand to non-programming people. Yeah, so I can learn more from that. So, any more suggestions on this?
By the way, just one last question.
Yep.
Are you intending to just deploy it in iOS, or would you have plans to deploy it on Android too?
Oh, for my plan, right? So my
Yes.
plan, I want to, yeah, build it to, I mean, to implement it for Android as well. But maybe it takes some time because I don't have really much, a lot of time to learn Android for now. But my plan also, yeah, to implement it to the Android and also create another application that's similar to this for another grade, for example, grade 11. And I make both of these applications as the main resource that student can learn and forward to the exam. I mean the future exam. That would be good. Actually, my IS8 application here is not only focused on IS8, but because I don't have enough time, I just make it one of majority. I mean priority. Actually, it should be something like grade 7, grade 6 involved as well. This is just the idea if I have enough time.
Would you consider React Native for this one?
Consider React Native. Actually, I have never experienced React Native. I don't know how it perform or how it works. I don't know how it works actually.
Yeah.
If I know it, I might implement it because I cannot say I will do it. Maybe Swift is better than React Native in this IS app. I don't know. I'm not sure. But Flutter may be an interesting topic to research as well. But so I can build for both Android and iOS. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
So Sengthai done yet?
Yeah, done. Any question?
No. Awesome.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
My turn. The same link. I will start my presentation at 11.
Yeah.
Or maybe I share the screen. Share the
Let
screen.
me see your project then.
Yeah. So
Okay.
a bit smaller than you.